So, the man we're with today needs no introduction. This guy right here, folks. I'm so excited, I almost can't get it out. But I have asked this guy for a while now to come and talk to me. He's blessed me today with the opportunity to talk to him. I appreciate it, Mr. Octavius Mathers.
No problem.
For those of you that don't know, like I said, this guy needs no introduction, particularly if you're from Middle Tennessee area, college football fan. Specifically, if you're from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, they know who you are, Octavius. Like, especially in the last 10 years, man. I remember back when you were playing over at Blackman, I like your Blackman shirt. You were constantly in the newspaper, bro. Like, I just remember it was like every week. And so as I got to doing a little bit of research on you, I started looking back. All that stuff came to summation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you ran in your junior and senior season, you ran for almost 5,000 yards. I'm just like, every time I think about that, it's crazy. Bro. You ran like 20, almost 30 touchdowns in your junior year.
Yeah.
Close to that in your senior year. Just crazy. And then basically finish up your college career as number 11, rushing in all of college football, number 11 guy here. Yeah. Just crazy shit. So I'm so glad I get the opportunity to talk to you about that. And so what I kind of want to do is, like I said, that's just crazy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen those movies where it's like, they start with this crazy scene, you hear all this crazy shit,
Yeah.
and then they rewind and say 15 years before.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
When did you first get into football?
Let's see. Probably around like age. So what my dad did when I was 4 years old, he took me in the backyard, right? He set up cones and everything, and then I'll never forget. He picked me up one day, and he was like, "Man, I got you a present." In my head, I'm like, "Yeah, I got a puppy, or like I got some new Jordans and something like that." And I opened it up, it's some cleats, and I was like, "What's this for?" He was like, "We about to go put in some work." I was like, "All right, cool." So remember, that's 4 years old.
Yeah.
So my birthday's in November, so I couldn't play that season no way. So what he did with the cones and stuff, he had me outside working on my cuts. Boom, stick it, shuffling, like everything. You name it, from quarterback position to running back and a little bit of receiver. I didn't really do defense, but with offense, we worked at every day.
Yeah.
Every day. So
Wow.
from age 4 all the way up until I turned 5 till the next season started.
Yeah.
So then we started playing flag football. So we get to practice an hour earlier. So he'll say practice at 5:30. School gets out at 3:30. We get there at 4:30. Got the cone set up.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what to do. Stick it, boom, stick it, boom, stick it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do the ladder drill. We're gonna do all that. So
Very early.
Yeah, very early. So
Shit.
now that continued all the way up until like, all right. So I'm originally from Columbia, Tennessee. So I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
So that continued all the way up until I moved to Murfreesboro around 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
All right. So move up here, same thing, working on all that stuff.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So your dad was on top of you.
Oh yeah. I'll never forget. So when we moved to the Blackman area, it was tryouts. I was like, man, I don't want to move from Columbia. I don't want to move. So he was like, look, man, I'll make you a deal. I was like, all right. Yeah. He was like, if you make the team, you gotta stay. Yeah. If you don't make the team, you can go back to Columbia. So I was like, all right, cool. So
your dad knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So in my head, I was like, I'm gonna do everything in my power not to make this team so I can go back to Columbia.
Oh my God, dude.
So tryouts came, and old Spook Spickard, he was the middle school coach at Blackman. And I walked through the door. I wasn't always big. I was like skinny and stuff. And he was like, "You look like an athlete, son." He was like, "You're on the team." He was like, you still got to try out, though. I was like, all right, get out there. I run fast. Now it's time to catch the ball. I was struggling. I kept dropping it. And then it was another drill. I sucked at it. So I never forget. I got a younger brother, D, so he's a year under me. Yep. My dad sent him on the field, and my dad was like, this is the words my brother put it. He said, you keep acting like this, you're going to go back to Columbia anyway. So I was like, all right. So then I got it together and all that. So my 7th grade year, so it's 7th grade. 7th grade year, started out, I was still a running back. He didn't let me, the first couple of games I played, but I didn't play like I wanted to. And then, I'll take that back. That was the scrimmages. So, scrimmages, we went down to Warren County.
This was black and middle?
Yeah, black and middle. So,
gotcha.
my dad was like, put 22 in. Put 22 in. See what he'll do. See what he do. So, he was like, all right. So, the coaches was doing it like, we're going to shut him up. We're going to shut him up.
Yeah.
Put me in. Power play, boom, take it 80 yards in middle school, boom. He was like, I told you, put him in, he'll do it again. So that was like, all right, it's probably luck. Yeah. So the next series, we get back on offense, they put me back in there, they give me the same play, boom, 80 yards again on the first, all of them on the first play, boom. And then he was like, I told you, you can get it to him again, he's going to do the same thing. And I was like, all right, we'll see. Yeah. So next series, we get on offense, I take it again. He was like, I told you, just give him the ball. Give him the ball. So that's what happened. So 7th grade year, that's when I took over the starting running back spot, Warren County. So let's see, season started. I can't remember what we did, but we weren't that good. So 8th grade year came around. But like I said, we always worked on stuff in the off season all the way up until football season. Yeah. So we're still working on drills. So 8th grade year came around, same thing, scoring. I'm not going to say whenever, but most of the time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it with middle school ball. Yeah.
So that's crazy, man. Like, and I was watching some of your highlights from high school.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the trend continued because it's just like, hand Octavius the ball, he's going to the house. You just gouging people, man.
Oh, yeah.
So your dad was instrumental in that.
Oh, yeah. So, like, so when we get to high school, we got freshman ball, of course. So I never forget, you got freshman orientation. You got the head coaches of varsity. It was like, oh, there go that kid right there. It was like, Octavius, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, if we give you the ball right now and told you to run through that glass wall, what you do? I was like, yup. So then I was like, all right. I was like, we need you to be like 185. I'm like 170. I was like, ain't no way I'm going to hit 185.
You were 170 at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in freshman year. So
gotcha.
I was like, man, there's no way I'm going to get to 185.
Yeah.
So they moved me up to varsity after freshman season. I was pretty much just I'm not going to say the practice dummy, but I was the scout team running back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll make a miss. Sometimes they'll hit me pretty good. And so I was like, man, coach, when you going to put me in? He was like, you 185 yet? I was like, nah. So then he asked me one day, he was like, you 185? I was like, yeah. He was like, no, you still 170. Step on the scale. I stepped on it, it was 170. So that was that. Then we had the coaching change. My freshman year going into sophomore year, that's when Shad took over. Yeah. And same thing. So I had two seniors in front of me, and then it was me. Yeah. So
and what? How were you this time?
So sophomore year.
Sophomore, okay.
Yeah, sophomore year. And then so kept working. I'm the third. I'm the third team back. So finally he'll put me in. I'll break one. He was like, we got something special. This is gonna be our special weapon right here. Yeah. So he'll put me in. Boom. I make a big play or something. I felt like I was just the spark my sophomore year, and then everything kept rolling. So I got my first offer sophomore year, but
you got your first college offer sophomore year?
Yeah, I got it. Vanderbilt offered me, and then Notre Dame offered me sophomore year.
Dang.
But
dang, bro.
With that, yeah. So after that, but anyway, I want to back up. Yeah. All the way to back to flag football. So every time I score a touchdown, my dad, from flag football to Little League, all the way up to high school, every touchdown, he would be like, hey, man, you score a touchdown, I give you $5 or I give you $10. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. literally, I scored like 6 touchdowns, so he gave me my money right at the game. Here you go, boom.
Motivation.
Yep, motivation. So
Yeah.
then get to middle school, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He was like, look, man, we're gonna have to change something. You can't be scoring all these touchdowns like that. You gonna break me. He was
Start
like,
backfiring on him.
yeah. So I was like, all right. So then, like, he still like gave me money for every touchdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But all the way to sophomore year, I'll never forget Smyrna game. That was a big rival. You know, they had Jeremiah Bryson, Dion Meadows, and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you score a touchdown. He was like, I'll pay you. He said, I double what I get you. I was like, I'm everything in my power so I can score. So time came around, I never scored that game. And then he was like, every running back don't score every game. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that. But, so that's when I ended up getting my offers, Vanderbilt and Notre Dame sophomore year.
Damn, that's crazy. And wait a minute. So that going back, we're talking about the Smyrna game, right? Yeah. That was when you said Jeremiah. He was the guy. Didn't he go to Pitt for a second? Or something?
Yeah, he went to Pitt. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I remember hearing about him. Mm-hmm. And you didn't score that game.
No, I didn't score that game.
And so you learned. This is not something you're used to doing. Not.
Well, yeah, because
you're that guy.
Yeah. Any other time I scored, that my sophomore year was a struggle. Trying to get used to varsity football because I may score this game, I may not score no more till 3 weeks away. Yeah. Then I won't score 2 more weeks, but the rushing yards were there still.
Yeah, got you. So the rushing yards were there. You just weren't getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
Well, clearly it changed junior year.
Yeah, it did.
Because you just started. I mean, that was from what I looked at, that was the year you had most touchdowns. Senior wasn't far behind.
Yeah.
But you had a shit ton of rushing yards, something crazy. I mean, okay, let's talk. We're already on. Let's talk about that a little more. I can't imagine, basically being the coach on the other side. Mm-hmm. When I go back and look at your record, it's like you're the guy that got to stop. They have to make game plans around you.
Yeah.
What is it like? Just, I mean, did you get to a point where you were just like, I know I'm about to gouge off for at least a couple of games? Is that where you got that the level of confidence you got as a junior doing that much? What was the mindset?
So once again, I got to give credit to my dad.
Yeah.
From when we first moved up here, he was like, you want to be the best person on your team. Mm-hmm. And then once we got to high school, he said, you want to be the best person on your team. He said, once you become the best person on your team, you want to be the best person in the county. He was like, then after that, you want to be the best person in the state. He said, so eventually, you want to be so good wherever you go, people are like, oh, hey, Octavius Mathers. Yeah. So he was like, and I believe you can do it, so you going to do it. I was like, all right. So, Christmas, he bought me a weight set. He was like, you going to hit this. I was like, all right. So I'm outside working out. Now, everybody else out during summertime on vacation, whenever it was, partying and stuff like that. I was at home working out. When everybody had gone on vacation, I was still working out. Yeah. He was like, once he kept telling me, hey, you want to be the best person? You want to be the best person? Yeah. On your team all the way to the state until people know your name. I was like, all right, cool. So when he built that in my head, I was scared that the next person was going to be better than me. So I'm like, no, I'm just strictly focused on football. I don't want another kid out there or whoever. Yeah. I don't want him to take my spot. I don't want him to be better than me. So that kept kept firing me. Okay.
You had it in the back of your mind.
Yeah. So that goes back to you saying I know I'm a bust one. Yeah. So like I said, it was a mindset thing. He literally drilled this in me from 4 years old all the way up. Mm-hmm. So it was every time you touch the ball, you want to score. So every time I touched the ball when I was junior year, I'm like, I'm gonna take this one to the house. Yeah. I never knew which one it was, but I figured Shad was so cool about it. Sometimes he'll call a play and just let me do whatever. Yeah. I can hit it outside, inside, wherever. Mm-hmm. He'll call it again. Tyler Strickland will come to the hole and be like, he said hit it. So I'm gonna hit the hole this time. Boom. Yeah. Do that.
So you had that flexibility.
I had to earn it.
You had to earn it, yeah.
I'll put it that
He just trusts you. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then some games I knew, I'm like, these kids, all these players just focused on me right now. Just be calm. Don't try to do too much. Take what's there.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it'll pop.
Yeah.
It'll pop. So I just kept telling myself, it'll come, and then boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So you were patient.
Yeah, you gotta be, especially as a running back. If you back there and you just like, give me the ball, I'm about to go score or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a whole lot more going into it than just give me the ball, let me go score. Like, you gotta set up the blocks and all that. Be patient.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of reading and
Yeah.
And I'm glad you say that, because I think a lot of people, they think that, or they might think, because they see somebody like you make it look so easy.
Yeah.
It's like, it actually takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you ever like know you were about to catch some folks slipping and then just like bust them, or was it? I mean, was it always like a? It just happened, or
it
what?
just happened. I just trust my instinct and what I saw, and sometimes I get to the point where, like, I guess when you watch my highlight tape in high school, I guess you'll see me like run some people over, but most of the time you'll see me put a move on them.
Yeah.
So what my whole thing was, press him. If I press him, he got to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
You got to wait. While you stopping your feet, you giving me time running full speed to put a move on you and keep going. So like I just sit there and watch and see, like, most, I don't know. You got some people who like try to direct you to go which side they want you to go. Like, as a running back, if you can see that, you want to press it, boom, 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 and do what you want to do and get out of there. So
Yeah. Well, to that point, man, I'll say there's no shortage of highlight. There's no shortage of film out there.
Yeah.
You got thousands of views on your highlight tapes. And further to that point, there's several out there where I was just watching one, and there's a guy, and he's trying to wait for you. And have you ever seen that that thing where the dude's like he's on the what is it called? The thing they use in the Olympics where they flip around like that, and he's on the side of a cliff.
Oh yeah.
And the guy is narrating. He's like, it was at this moment Jeremy knew he fucked up.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have so many opportunities for like that in your tapes. I was watching one earlier, and there's this guy, and it's like I freeze it right here. We'll look at it real quick. It's so funny, man. There's like 1,000 of these, but here, watch this really quick. Let's see. So like this one right here. So watch. I think it's number 21. This is. All right. See my man right here.
Yeah.
All right, he's about to fall down.
Yeah.
I want to just freeze and be like, it was at this moment.
Yeah.
There's so many like that, but yeah, I see what you're saying, man. Oh well, that's awesome, man. Let me back up here. Okay. Oh, cool, man. So obviously, your dad was instrumental in getting you just all the way there.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Respect to your dad.
Yeah.
Love to hear stories like that. Was there anybody like when you were younger, as far as like specific athletes that you really liked?
Oh yeah. So growing up, when I was in Columbia, so we used to watch, like, every time I turned the TV on, I saw one team always playing. That was Auburn. That's when they had Cadillac and Ronnie Brown. So I was like, man, I wanna be like them. Yeah. So we won the championship in Little League pretty much every year we played there, and we got to go to the Music City Bowl. Yeah. And one year, Auburn was in there. I think they played against Minnesota that year, and I got to watch them. And my dad was right there. I was like, I like them. I want to play here. He was like, oh, it's going to happen. One day it's going to happen. So I looked up to them too. But as far as like professional athletes, I always liked LaDainian Tomlinson. Like, that was like,
my little brother loves him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to be like him. I just wanted to like steal some of his moves, and like I looked up to him. I always told people I never wanted to be like him or whoever. I just wanted to look up to him. I wanted to be better than them. Yeah. So like I constantly watched all of his film, like his documentaries, all that stuff. I was just watching all that. Yeah.
So and how old were you when this was going on?
So this during high school, I was a LaDainian Tomlinson fan. Okay. So like I just kept watching him like from the time I was in probably middle school, actually. from middle school to high school, like that was my guy.
And he played for the Chargers for a long time, right?
Yeah, yep. So
Okay.
I'm a Chargers fan.
You're a Chargers fan now?
Yeah.
Got
so,
you.
yeah.
My little brother's a Chargers fan.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. And they called it. He called him LT?
Yep, LT. Yep.
Yeah. Cool, man. Oh dang. So So you liked Ronnie Brown and Cadillac. It was Cadillac Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was around. I think Auburn. This is not to go too far off topic, but I want to say at one point Auburn kind of got shafted on a national championship.
I think that's the year, and they ended up playing in Music City Bowl. I could be wrong, but I think that's the year they played in Music City Bowl.
Yeah. Let me ask you this then, and this is kind of off topic too, but are you glad the direction that college football has gone so that type of shit doesn't happen as much anymore, or what? Because, we got playoff now, so that won't happen if you're number 3.
Yeah.
You know. I don't even know who they got left out for. Like, I think...
I can't remember who it was. But, yeah, in a way, I wish they would expand it a little bit more, though.
How many teams would you like to see?
I go with probably like 8 teams.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see 12.
12.
Myself. Too many?
Yeah, that's too many. That's too many.
I got you. Well, cool, man. I want to say Cadillac. Did he end up going? I know Ronnie Brown ended up going playing for Miami for a while, didn't he?
Yeah. And then Cadillac played for Tampa.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you said you're a Chargers fan. Well, that's cool. I don't hold anything against you for being a Chargers fan. They're a good team. So back to high school.
Yeah.
You said his name was Shad Owens.
Yep, Shad Owens. Yeah.
Okay. I think I heard that he was a really really good coach.
Yeah.
I remember. Was he? Yeah. And was he there all the way through your senior year?
Yeah. So he was there sophomore to senior year. Yeah.
Okay. And did he leave after you left or no?
No, I think he stayed like 3 or 4 more years. I want to say, I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. This is a question I like to ask. Do you feel like that? Did the coaching staff there at Blackman did they know what you want? You knew for a while you wanted to play at the next level, right?
Right.
Did they know you wanted that?
Yeah, I think it was known.
Yeah.
It was known. They seen all the hard work I put in, and
Yeah.
me doing extra stuff in the weight room and at home, and always being around. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like that they made efforts to like push you that position or no? Push you that direction or no? And the reason I ask is because I've asked one of the things that I have seen around here at times is that there are guys that they're pretty decent, but I mean obviously they're not like you and getting looks at sophomore year, but they could go and play somewhere. And I've heard sometimes that they feel like if the coaching staff would help out a little bit more, it might help them to get better looks. Do you feel like would be helpful or no?
It's changed. I'll put it that way. Back in my time, I feel like they didn't really have to like help the athletes out. Like, I feel like if you were good enough back in my time, that like they'll come and find you.
Yeah.
But now it's a different ball game. So like, it's just like if you got a restaurant, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell everybody about it. Same thing with your athletes. Like, okay, hey, I got this kid right here. He's a stud. Come check him out. I think he deserves an offer. All right. Next coaches come in. Oh, okay. Same thing on Twitter. Tweet them, DM them, let them know like, hey, we got a stud here at Blackman. You need to come and check him out. Yeah. Hey, we got a stud here at Oakland. We got 5 of them. Whatever you want, come and check them out. Yeah. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, all right. Further, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about was the recruitment process, right? So when you came out of, I mean, obviously at the end of your sophomore year, you knew you were going somewhere, but then it just got more and more apparent. Like, I'm going somewhere big.
Yeah.
What was the recruitment process for you coming out of high school?
It was crazy. I had phone calls every day.
Did you?
Yeah, every day.
I imagine, man.
So they'll call. They'll call me in class. I'm like, back at that time, you can have cell phones in school and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, the teacher would look, I'm like, hey, it's college calling. She's like, all right.
Yeah.
But they literally kept doing it. So one time I got like stressed out about it. So I left my phone at home one day on purpose. I might have turned it off. I can't remember which one I did. But I went to school. I think I went there probably 2 or 3 days without it being on. And then my dad called me. He was like, man, South Carolina said they've been trying to call you. I said, yeah, I have my phone turned off. He was like, you need to turn it back on. I was like, all right. So I turned it back on and picked up right where I left off at. They kept on calling.
Dang, man. That's crazy. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that wish they had that problem.
Yeah. And then, what was that? So I guess that was my junior year going into senior year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people seen the movie Blind Side when Michael Orr was in practice. I guess that was spring practice. I don't know if it was spring practice or summer for them when they were out there practicing.
Yeah.
They had UT, Ole Miss, like all SEC schools.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, like, it was so many coaches there in my spring practice going into my senior year.
Dang.
And Shad was like, I'm not getting you hurt. So I'll never forget, he put me over there with the corners.
Yeah.
And it was like, Coach, let us see him in some drills. He was like, he's over there in corners. So like I did that. It was like, he's not no corner. He's not a corner.
Yeah.
And then like finally he let me do like 2 running back drills and some Oklahoma. And that was it.
Yeah. So and then they knew from it.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so I want to ask this, and that was before going into senior season.
Yep.
Your senior season, you ran for more yards, like maybe 1 or 2 less touchdowns. Do you feel like your coach held you back a little bit to keep you from like any kind of risk of getting hurt or anything like that?
No.
Not really. Okay.
So I had got hurt senior year. I had turf toe. And I was battling with that pretty much all season. And then I tried to play the Riverdale game, which was on TV when I got hurt. And he was like, no.
Yeah.
And they gave me a shot and all that. Still wasn't working.
So you didn't get to play that game?
I played the first drive.
Got you.
And then that was it. And then, so I missed the next week against Brentwood. And then I came back against, I want to say, Cane Ridge. They had just opened up, I'm pretty sure, I think.
Bro, that's crazy because looking, you had just like 1 or 2 less touchdowns in junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, 2,000. It's very close, but you were out games.
Yeah. And then
You really could have cut loose.
yeah, and Shad pulled me pretty much like at halftime of the other ones. He was like, "Hey, you got this amount of carries today. Gonna make the most of them." So in a way, yes, he was taking care of me.
Yeah.
But if it was a big game, like I'm in there the whole game.
Got you.
So like most of the games senior year, I think I only played half of those games on top of being hurt. So I just sit out.
Dude,
Yeah.
the damage could have been a lot worse. Dang. Wait a minute. That's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. Okay. Man, that's crazy. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, bro. And you still ran for 2,300 yards and almost 30 touchdowns. That shit's crazy. Okay. So back to recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
When you decided to go with Ole Miss, were there other places that you had like were close runners to that?
Oh yeah. Let's see. It's been a while. I had Kentucky. I had Ole Miss. And then I can't remember. Maybe, and I had Vandy in there. And then I just threw a ACC team in there, so I put Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was your second choice if you hadn't gone to Ole Miss?
I wanted to go to South Carolina. They did a coaching change, and that's when I learned never go to a college just because this coach is there.
Gotcha.
So Jay Graham was at South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and he was recruiting me to be a to come there and play running back. I'm like, man, I really like this guy. I really like South Carolina too.
Yeah.
And then like a week or two, he was gone. I was like, I ain't going there. I only built a relationship with him.
Right.
So
I have kind of heard a little bit about that before, and that makes sense that You know, that's the guy you've been talking to.
Yeah.
That's who you want to come play for.
Yeah.
He bounces like you don't really got a lot of tie there anymore. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool, man. So you ended up at Ole Miss. I looked, and I want to say early on, there was like a couple times y'all played some like top 10. Y'all played top, and you scored once or twice, I want to say, from what I saw. I just want to ask you, obviously those are huge games.
Oh yeah.
A lot of energy.
Oh yeah.
What is that environment like, man?
It's crazy, man. So I never forget. I don't know if they had Johnny Manziel or not. So we're at Texas A&M. My running back coach Derek Nix. He was like, "Whatever you do, don't look up."
Yeah.
You got the 12 men. They just rocking like this the whole time.
Yeah.
So guess what I decided to do? I looked up.
Oh no.
I got so dizzy, and he was like, "Hey, you gonna start this drive?" I was like, "Nah, coach." He said, "You looked up, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah." But other than that, like you talking about the atmosphere, like I love Texas A&M. Obviously, you got Alabama. LSU is crazy, like crazy. I'm strong in everything, and I'm glad we only played them once a year. I would put that out there.
They're tough.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
you got the crowd, but LSU, that's a rough place to play in right there.
It's Death Valley, right?
Yeah, Death Valley.
Yeah, I've always heard that LSU. It's hard to go there and win.
Oh yeah.
Tough environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've always got some dudes.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. So.
Did you tell me that at one point you had also played against Georgia?
Yeah, so I played against Georgia my freshman year. So that's when they had Keith Marshall and Todd Gurley. I think they had Jarvis Rambo, and it was another player I can't remember. But I really didn't get a lot of playing time my freshman year, but I got some. So I'll never forget that game. So they put me in and give me the play. Boom. Pretty sure it was Jarvis Rambo. He picked me up like this on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to dump me. I'm like, please don't dump me. Please. That's what I'm saying in my head. And I'm just looking at the ref. And he was like, "Hey, you little bitch." I was like, "What?" He said, "Tell the ref I said thank you." He said, "Tell the ref thank you." I ain't say it. He was like, "Tell the ref I said thank you. You said thank you." I didn't say it. Then the ref was like, "That's enough. Put him down now." So he put me down. He didn't throw me down. Then he pushed me. He said, "He saved your little ass." So I'm like, boy, I did not want to get dropped.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he was huge, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dang, dude. Because I mean, you're a big dude, but he picked you up in
Well,
this.
I was 185 from high school all the way out until I finished my years at college. So
Really?
yeah.
Man, you look a lot bigger than what I mean. You look.
Yeah.
I look back on you look a lot bigger than 185.
Yeah. I didn't. When I got the MT, I think I hit 190, 195, somewhere in that range. But that's about it.
Yeah. So wait, so when you left high school, you were about the same weight as you were at the end of college.
Yep.
Dang, man, wow. So when did I've heard that with the guys up front, they just like feed those guys at every school. They just constantly shoving food down their throat. Is that true?
I mean, maybe at Alabama, LSU, somewhere like that. You got to think, I was at Ole Miss, so
yeah,
we're running fast. We're going fast.
Gotcha.
You don't want your guys to be big and slow. We're an up-tempo team, so you want to be fast.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were just feeding them. Like, they want those guys to be able to move and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, shoot, man. Okay, on to I want to talk about this. Like I said before, this is something I really want to talk to you about. As I look at this, this is what I keep coming back to, and this just blows my mind as I look at some of these names on this list from 2016.
Okay.
Like I said in the beginning, you're number 11 rushing, over 1,500 yards rushing. I think you had like 600 yards receiving or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. When I look at the names on this list, the guys that are right here around you for the last few years, I've seen a lot of these names scrolling at the bottom of the TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you up there in good company, man. Can you tell me a little? I mean, I've gone back and looked at. I remember the season and all. I forgot to say this, but let me just say this.
Okay.
Thank you for everything you did at MT and just giving us something to be proud of. I'm obviously a huge MT fan. Just incredible games to watch. So yeah, I wanted to say that. I can't say thanks enough. But I want to ask you. You know, you had a bunch of crazy games this season. Like just a lot of rushing yards, over 100 yards rushing, 150 yards rushing, whatever. A lot of touchdowns. You had 17 TDs this year. Was this your funnest year playing football or no?
College, I definitely say that. That's probably my best year. Like you can take away all my stats and stuff like that, but if you're just talking about strictly having fun, like enjoying the game of football, I think MTSU was definitely that right one.
Yeah.
Brent Stockstill took me in. I'm older than him, but when I got there, he took me in, showed me around, asked me questions. I asked him questions. Just started building a brotherhood, and then Richie James, of course.
Yeah.
So we all just built a little brotherhood, and like still strong to this day. So like that's pretty hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just had fun and enjoyed it. Like competed, whatever it was. So and all three of us were left-handed, so we always.
You're left, y'all. Okay.
Yeah. So we just always find anything to do. Literally, like we'll go out to eat. We were like strict. We'll go out to eat at Dollar Burger Night at Bar Louie.
Yeah.
All three of us went to that.
Yeah.
We'll hang out at Brant's house or Richie's house. Like us three was always together. So.
Yeah. And Richie James, he's playing for the 49ers. Okay, cool. I have to comment on that as well because I remember Brent played at Siegel, and they were very good. They could have easily been state champions his senior year, from what I remember. And I think he was hurt or something. It was so great because I know he went to Cincinnati, didn't he?
He signed there, but
But,
but I don't think he ever stepped foot on campus. I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure he had all those years at MT. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad both of y'all came and played at MT because it was like just awesome to obviously watch y'all play. Y'all were electric and fun to watch, but it was so cool to know got two of our greats out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing big things. So that was awesome. What else was I gonna ask you, man? So at MT, was there like do you remember a specific game that you remember standing out as being like the most fun or anything like that? Like just
I got a couple games in my head actually. Louisiana Tech, I remember that. I think we were down like 21 or 14. Came out. I think we did a screenplay to me. We scored, and then I think they might have went 3 and out. Then they handed it to me again. We scored again, and then like we're going to halftime. Like we got momentum. We come back out. We ended up winning that game. But let's see. The Missouri game was fun. Like that was fun. Mid-major school beating the SEC school. Like that was fun. Like I'll never forget that. And like I said, Richie, Brant, myself, we're telling everybody on that team, like, man, we can beat them. We can beat them. It's gonna happen. You gotta believe in it. So went out there, made it happen. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
That game was crazy, but
that was an awesome game. You guys put up like 50-something points.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun game to watch.
That game was fun, and then of course senior night. I'll never forget that. Brent, I think he got hurt. I'm pretty sure he got hurt. So then the second quarterback got hurt. So they moved Richie to Wildcat, and this is the first time I ever did this in college. So we're back there. We didn't huddle up or anything. We just get the signal. So Richie's at quarterback and I'm at running back, and we just sitting there like laughing at each other. And I was like, "Whatever you do, keep it this time, Richie. I'm tired." He was like, "No, you gonna get this ball." I was like, "No." And then he'll put it in there. I'm like, "I'm tired, man. I'm tired." And the next play, we're still laughing. I was like, "Keep it, Richie." I was was like, you got to look at your reads. I was like, you're supposed to keep that. He was like, shut up. So then, like, I was like, I'm serious. Don't give me the ball this time. He give it to me one more time. I was like, dude, I was like, I'm tired. So he finally saw that I was tired. So he pulled it and ran on the end and scored.
Yeah.
And then I still give him problems to this day. I wanted one passing touchdown, and Richie messed it up that night. So they give me the ball. Run back. Richie's still that quarterback. He runs back that way. Throw it to him. Catches it. Takes out running. I think he gets close to scoring, and then he let a guy shoestring tackle him. So every day I see him, I'm telling him he's selfish. Yeah.
He cost you that. Dang, man. Sorry, Mom. Laptop tried to go to sleep on me. Dang, that's crazy, man. Well, I think, what was I going to ask you? You guys, I want to say during your, one year, y'all had a really, or no, during that year, you guys had a really close game with Western Kentucky. And from what I've heard, that's like a super heated rivalry game, right?
Yeah.
We did. And in that game, was that the year that it went into like triple overtime?
Yeah, triple overtime.
Yeah, and we like missed a field goal or something, and then we lost by 1 or something.
I think so.
Yeah, I was at that game, and I was kind of pissed. But yeah, I think that was another game where you had some crazy number. But yeah, that was cool, man. Okay, well, that's a lot. That's a lot about college, man. So I'm just looking at some of this. I wanted to ask you. So going on to signing with, you ended up signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars after college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that whole situation, that experience?
You want me to start from like the whole training experience all the way up, or you just want me to talk about strictly with the Jags?
Tell me everything, man. Tell me everything that people might not know.
So we played our bowl game Christmas Eve in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So we got back on Christmas Day in the afternoon. I want to say 3 days later, I signed with the agent, and then 2 days later, boom, went off to Michael Johnson Performance in Dallas, Texas. Like to work on my pro day stuff. Did that, stayed there all the way up until pro day. Came home.
When is pro day, by the way?
So pro day was in March.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly the date, but it was in March.
Yeah.
So I get out there. Everybody was telling me like, "Oh, only thing you have to do is run fast. You run fast, you're gonna get drafted. This, and that." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I get out there, I run fast. So then after that, they get you on these little visits. So you'll go to. I went to Green Bay. I went to Kansas City. Maybe Denver, I think. So I went to all these places. I'm like, all right, cool. One of these teams are going to draft me. So then draft day comes, and I didn't pay attention to it the first day. I knew I wasn't going in the first day. Second day, my phone was ringing a little bit. I was like, they going to take me this early? I was like, okay. So never happened. So then later on, the second day, they was like, hey, man, I'll never forget, it was San Francisco. They called me. It was like, hey, man, we got a lot of picks on day 3. I said, well, am I one of those picks? They was like, well, I don't know. I said, I don't want to talk to you if I'm not one of those picks.
Yeah.
At this time, I think it was a little frustration. And then Denver called right after that. It was like, hey, man, I think we want you. We got a whole lot of picks. I was like, I don't want to talk to you if you're not going to pick me.
Yeah.
You're wasting my time. So then same thing with, I want to say Green Bay. We got a lot of picks. I was like, all right. My choice, if it was up to me, I was like, send me to the Raiders, because that's when Marshawn Lynch said he had one more year. And I was like, I can fit in that. And I really wanted to go to San Francisco, because I was like, I think I can fit in that offense as well.
Yeah.
So then I didn't get picked up. Well, I'll never forget, it was like the 7th round. The Titans called, and I was like, I think the Titans are about to take me.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that. So, yeah. After that, I had Minnesota call, Jacksonville call, Denver, San Francisco, Green Bay, some more. And it was like, you ain't gotta make up your mind right now. So the agent calls you, like, hey, where you want to go? I was like, I want to go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
I want to go to Raiders. I was like, and wherever else I see myself fitting in. He was like, all right. He was like, I'm sending you to Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is a good fit. I was like, no way. They just drafted Leonard Fournette in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have T.J. Yeldon, and they have Corey Grant, and they have Chris Ivory. I was like, never gonna touch the field.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll make it on special teams. I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
So I ended up signing with Jacksonville. I think I reported out there in April. I stayed out there until all the rookies stayed all the way up until late June, I believe. Could be wrong. Yeah, late June, and then they give you the first couple weeks in July off, and then you report back for camp.
Yeah.
And then camp's here, rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I recall from what you told me, and obviously this is documented out there in the newspaper and everything, but you ended up getting hurt.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what we did one day, we were doing Oklahoma drill.
Yeah.
If I can remember right, I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah.
So what they did, they sent all of the rookies and like the ones who's not like I explained it. They had all of the not top rookies down here, and I was going against Malik Jackson, Calais Campbell, Miles Jarrett, Tevin Smith, all those guys in Oklahoma. And then you come on this end and you look and you got Leonard Fournette going against all of the not top rated rookies on defense. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. So I ran a couple plays, I scored. I never forget Malik Jackson was like, hey, number 43, quit being scared and hit the hole. I was like, oh, I hit the hole. I was like, why would I hit that hole and you're right there and this hole is open?
Yeah.
And then Nathaniel Hackett was the OC there. And he was like, that's my bad, Malik. I'll send him that way. So the next play, he sent me that way again. I scored. Yeah. Malik Jackson was like, oh, you a little quick fucker. I was like, yeah. So he was like, I got something for you. I got something for you. I was like, all right. So I was like, one thing my dad always told me is like, speak up. Like, don't ever let nobody like take advantage. So speaking up. So the next play comes. He was like, oh, I got something for you. So finally he comes. He hits me. It's not a hard lick. He hits me like that.
Yeah.
And then they preach this in college and the pros. Once you finish with contact, finish 5 yards. Finish 5 yards. So I was all right. When he let me go, I'm finish 5 yards. He lets me go. I try to run. I fall straight back. Yeah. So I try to get up. I couldn't move. So I was like, all right, maybe I tried to get up too fast. Tried again. Still couldn't get up. So I'm like, something's not right. So then I tried to get up again. I couldn't. Tom Coughlin, he comes by. He was like, hey, what's wrong? I said, I can't feel anything. He was like, I was like, yeah, I can't feel anything. So he calls the trainers over. While trainers were there, Tom Coughlin was still there. He was like, how you feeling? I was like, I can't feel anything. So I had 2 trainers. I had one trainer on my left foot, the other one on my right foot. I had another trainer on my left knee, another one on my right knee, another one right behind me, like on my neck on the left side, and another one on the right side. Yeah. And so they're sitting there like, do you feel this? Do you feel this? I was like, no. So they cutting my shoes, my cleats open, rubbing the bottom of my feet. I was like, you feel that? I said, no. They're rubbing on my arms. You feel that? I was like, no. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm paralyzed. I'm not going to say it. So the trainer at my left foot, he gave it away. Yep. So like when they kept saying, do you feel this? And his eyes got that big, I was like, this is not good. Yeah. So then finally the ambulance came and they came out with a stretcher and they kept like rubbing on me. And it was like, oh, he finally got feeling. But to myself, I didn't have feeling. So then like they tried to get me to grip their fingers. And my hand slid right off of it. They put me on a stretcher. It was like, hey, I can feel my toes. I was like, can you wiggle them? I wiggled them. I was like, yeah. I was like, we're still taking you to the hospital. I was like, that's fine. So I think it's funny now that I look back on it, what I'm about to say. So the whole ride in the ambulance, they were like, hey, you got an emergency contact. I didn't know I had a concussion at the time. on top of that. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm calling out my dad's cell phone number from like when I was in first grade or something like that.
Damn.
And I was like, no, that's not it. So I call out like another number I knew, and then they was like, no, that's not it. We about to call the doctor, the team doctor, and get some information.
Yeah.
I was like, give me one more time. So then they do it. It's the right number, and he calls. He's talking to me.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you want me to come out there? First thing I said, I was like, no. And then he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. I said, they gonna cut me, man. They gonna cut me. I wasn't worried about my injury. I was worried about getting cut from the team.
Yeah.
So then finally, my agent calls. He was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, I'll be there or whatever. I was like, man, they gonna cut me. They gonna cut me. He was like, don't worry about that. He was like, it's in your contract. They can't cut you while you're hurt. And I was like, all right. So I spent maybe 2 nights in the hospital. They ran like so many. Now, the first night I still pretty much had my football stuff on.
Yeah.
Then they finally like cut it open and took it off. So I'm in there. I was like, all right, cool.
And you're still having a tough time moving, right?
Yeah. Well, I can move, but they didn't want me to move. So I just literally laid there for like literally a whole night.
Yeah.
With the little thing over, not the halo, but the neck brace and all that on, and I just lay there like that. So then they made me do tests, do all this. So then it was like, let me make sure. So then the next night they come in there. It was like, all right, Mr. Manager, we got some news for you. I was like, all right, what is it? He was like, you have a bone spur in your neck. I was like, all right. It was like, we don't know if it came there, if it happened yesterday or if it's been here your whole life. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about that. So the doctor was like, he was like, you need, how do you have it? He said, you got to get a second opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, this is what he told me. He was like, he said, if you want to play football again, you need to have this surgery. He was like, but if you don't want to play football again, you don't have to have this surgery. I was like, all right, cool. So my agent was like, hey, we're going to go get a second opinion on this. So we go get a second opinion, fly all the way out to California. Same doctor who does, who did Peyton Manning surgery, Gronk's surgery, Kobe Bryant's, Shaq's, like all those.
Yeah.
So I go out there. He was like, let's run some tests and all that. We do all that. Come back. He was like, hey, if it's bad enough, he looked at it. We got the images on there. He was like, hey, man, you need surgery, like, whether you want to play football again, if you don't. He was like,
wow,
you can get in a car wreck and be paralyzed for the rest of your life. Wow. He was like, you can trip and fall and be paralyzed. He was like, all that. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So then he was like, if it's bad enough, he'll take a bone marrow out of my hip and put it in my neck. I was like, all right. So he didn't let me know. So I had surgery and everything. After surgery, they woke me up. Was like, how's your neck? Like, my neck never hurt during the whole thing. So I was like, it's my hip. It's my hip. And they was like, what? I was like, yeah, it's my hip. So then the doctor comes in. He's like, yeah, it was bad. It was so bad we took his bone marrow and we put it in his neck. Yeah. He was like, oh, okay. But you talking about, I had to literally learn like how to walk again. I had a little, what's that little thing? It's like a walker. Yeah, a walker.
A walker.
Yeah, so I had a walker and I had to walk on the bottom floor of the hospital. I had to get so many steps in and stuff like that. So I got that, and then my rehab, once I finally came back, I had to like sit in a chair pretty much like this and work on my posture. Yeah. Couldn't lift anything over 5 pounds. I had to learn how to like get my balance back. So it was a long recovery and all that, but I finally got over it, and I was like, all right, cool. So, and then the doctor, he told me, he was like, it's a 90% chance that it won't happen, and it's a 10% chance that it would it can happen again. Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot of people out there who's looking at the 90%, like, oh man, that's a good number. Yeah. I was looking at the 10%. So, like, I always told myself since I was in high school, I was like, if I ever have a serious injury, I'll call it quits. Yeah. So I was like, 10%, that's a big number. I was like, now if it was 5, 3, I'll take it. Yeah. So I quit. Well, since I quit, you gotta, and then you had NFL coaches, teams trying to call and see if I was healthy to play. Right. And obviously my agent wanted me to keep playing. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. He was like, well, the deal is, they want you, but you got to sign a contract saying that if you hurt your neck, or anything, then they're not responsible for it. So
Mm.
I'm not.
Right.
You got a bunch of dummies out there who will be like, "Oh, it's NFL. I'm gonna sign this and get money." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put my body through that.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Started coaching.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that 10% is a
Big
huge number,
Yeah.
and it's not something particularly. I mean, even if in my mind, like I'm just obviously that was a very scary situation.
Oh yeah.
Like I would have been terrified.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even if they would have been like, yeah, no, pre-existing whatever, we'll cover everything. No, I would still been like, no.
Yeah. If you look at it, Ryan Shazier for the Steelers, we had the same injury, but his was a little. I think his was one very lower than mine.
Yeah.
And you see his whole battle of how he had to learn how to walk and all that stuff over again. So,
Is he still playing?
No, he's not playing anymore.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'd have had to balk. I'd have to balk on that. That 10% is a huge number.
Yeah.
Well, dang, dude. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, so now you're coaching, right?
Yep.
Blackman. Cool, man. So yeah, I think you and I talked about this a little bit. How's that going?
It's going pretty good, man. Just trying to like give everything to the little kids. I was trying to say little kids, but to the kids, like all your knowledge, you're trying to like tell them about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think that's the fun part about it. It's like building a car or something like that. Like let me put this piece on here. Let me put this on here. And then once you see the final production, like I did that. So I take pride in like when I'm like coaching the running backs and I'm telling them, hey, look, do it this way. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is what you look at. If you do all those things, you'll have success as far as scoring a touchdown, getting 100 yards, whatever that case may be. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like I love it when I'm like, Coach Mallers, you was right. You was right. I was like, thank you.
I know I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Those kids are lucky because if there's anybody that's gonna be able to tell them how to do it, and I just wonder if I remember being that age and if they really appreciate the resource. Right. I hope they do. What do you? So you guys last year, man. I want to say. So obviously I'm an Oakland fan, and y'all gave Oakland the best run, I think.
Yeah.
Y'all did. Y'all put up like 30-something points or something like that.
I think it's 33. But
yeah. How do you, what's this season look like, bro? What do you think?
Oh, this season we're gonna be pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. So
cool, man.
We got some dudes. Got some whatever you want to call it. Dudes, studs, athletes. We got them. So keep everybody healthy, and we'll see where we end up.
Heck yeah. I'm excited, man. Obviously I pull for Oakland, but I'm always pulling for anybody Murfreesboro. So if Oakland don't make it, I'll be right there pulling for y'all.
That's good. Thank you for the support.
Well, Octavius, man, I think we actually kept this within time.
Okay.
We could go a lot longer. I know we could, but I'm trying to respect your time here. Yeah. Man, I really appreciate you coming and talking to me.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been a real treat. And best of luck with y'all season. Are y'all starting spring practice soon?
No, we don't start till May.
Till May?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I always thought it was in March for most teams.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, last year we did it in May, and this year we'll do it in May again. So
cool. One more question. Do you still keep up with MT at all?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
I definitely keep up with them a whole lot.
Yeah. They've I noticed they got Miami on the schedule this year, which I'm also. You might be like F Miami, but I like Miami a lot. Big, and so they're playing down there. I'm excited. I'm excited for that game. As much as I like Miami, I'd like to see MT go down there and give them what for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they're due for an upset. So
yeah,
as in MT upsetting someone big this year. So
yeah. Who else they have big on the schedule? Do you know?
I haven't looked at it.
You look? Yeah. Okay, I know Miami's in there. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate it.